This RC car was not made for snow, but I have a crazy plan. You see, every winter, my RC car becomes useless. It's built for summer and gets easily stuck in the snow and breaks even if a little snow gets inside. But not this time, because in this video, I'm transforming my weak summer RC car into a snow beast. And to do that, I'm gonna need this, some of this, and this. Yeah, I'll explain that later. Problem 1. The wheels. You see, the first problem we run into when trying to drive a summer RC car in the snow are the wheels, because they are very smooth and only have these small patterns on them, which as you might see, don't give any traction at all. Solution? Making my own custom wheels, but since this clearly isn't gonna work, I'll have to use another method, like 3D modeling. However, as I have never 3D modeled anything before, this is going to be a real challenge. So after many hours of YouTube tutorials, I'm finally ready, or so I thought, because I just couldn't make it work. My first prototypes were very bad, but got increasingly better. The idea I was going for was to make the wheels like the wheels from these other snow vehicles, with these aggressive walls on the outside to allow the car to move freely on the snow with super grip. And once I was finally happy with the design, after a few hours of convincing myself it was perfect, I sent it to my printer. Now, do they even stay on the wheel? Yes, they do. When I designed them, I made these little clips which make sure they don't fly off once it starts driving. This was a crucial design decision, since this car is pretty fast, which you'll see later in the video. Now it was time for the front wheels, and you might say to yourself, but can't you just make the same wheels in the front and in the back? Well, I saw there could be a problem here. Since it has these long walls, the car won't be able to turn. So I just hopped on Fusion to edit the model, and here we have them. But do they even work? They do, and it even climbs walls. But it's not all good. Problem 2. The shell. You see, the shell is what protects the electronics on the inside from snow and other damages. But this shell that came with the car is definitely not good enough, because it easily cracks and has all these gaps where snow could get inside and destroy my entire car. Solution? Designing my own. So once again I hopped on Fusion, but this time it was way harder, since I had to take way more measurements and be very precise. The idea was that this top would protect the electronics and these hooks would snap into place, but it was way too thin. So for the second prototype, I totally changed the entire design. And this was already way better, but that was when I noticed an even bigger problem. These clips. You see, they were meant to make the thing just slide on top nicely and click in place. But turns out this wasn't the case at all, because either they were too long and just wouldn't reach, or they would be too short and not even hold it in place. So I had to come up with a better idea. After playing around for a little bit, wait, what if I cut it in half? Yes, great idea. Because now I can add these holes and pins to hold them together, and it won't rely solely on these clips to hold the shell together. Problem 3. Lights. You see, winter is known for one thing, and it's not snow, but it's the dark. That I am totally not afraid of. And I don't want to be limited by the amount of light outside to when I can drive my car. Solution? You guessed it, Fusion. Back to designing. So with my totally expert level 3D modeling skills, I quickly designed this thing that goes on top of the main shell. I added this compartment so that it could hold a big light. And the last thing I had to do was to click a few buttons and print the final piece. Speaking of clicking buttons, you know what to do. And since I printed all the pieces in white, I won't be able to see it when it's driving in the snow. So after working so hard on this transformation, it's finally time to start finishing it up. Let's add some color to this thing. The color scheme is obviously the colors from the logo. And since the sponsor of today's video is PCBWay, I'm adding their logo on both sides of the car. PCBWay is your one-stop shop for all your PCB manufacturing needs. Whether you're working on a professional project or a DIY hobby, PCBWay offers high-quality PCB prototyping, assembly, and even 3D printing services, like metal 3D printing. They have fast turnaround times, affordable prices, and an easy to use platform to bring your designs to life. So if you want to take your electronics to the next level, check out PCBWay. The link is in the description. Now that I'm all done, let's assemble it. And bring it to the field to test it out. So, as you can see, the snow car works great, but I don't know what to call it. So, leave your suggestions in the comments. And if you want to 3D print your own snow wheels, I'll have them linked below for free. But I'm curious, how would you have made it better? Which upgrades would you have added? Drop your thoughts in the comments. So, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.